the speed of growth in your business is tied to the speed of implementation. People don't take enough action, and if they do, they might be, sort of dragging their feet.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Ask Valor Masterminds podcast, brought to you by Advanced Services and Fuse Networks. My name's Galen.
I'm Joe.
We're coming at you from the Creative Block Studios in Seattle, Washington. So Joe, to our new listeners and viewers tuning in for the first time, how did our podcast come to be?
Sure. So it first started out as a private Facebook group page where the purpose was just to bring business owners on to talk to each other, communicate, ask questions, and help one another out. Because we're a marketing company, we get asked all kinds of questions from businesses outside of marketing. So selfishly, we wanted to bring on different guest speakers to talk about topics relevant to business, and then have those guest speakers just share their experience and their thoughts with our audience.
Awesome. So today's guest is Armando Leduc. Today's topic is Your Business is a Movie, How to Scale a Business. So let me formally introduce Armando. Armando Leduc, a dynamic and emerging powerhouse in the entertainment world, has been captivating audiences with his remarkable performances in both Hollywood films and television shows. His innate talent and magnetic screen presence have not only garnered admiration and acclaim from viewers, but have also led to numerous accolades and achievements within the film industry. Versatility is a hallmark of Armando's acting career as he effortlessly transitions between adrenaline-fueled thrillers, poignant dramas, and even lighthearted comedies. Every character he portrays is imbued with authenticity and depth, regardless of the size of the role. His dedication to his craft has earned him critical acclaim, as well as prestigious awards and nominations that underscore his impact on the entertainment landscape. Beyond acting, Armando has proven his entrepreneurial prowess by establishing a production company celebrated for its inventive and original content. His keen eye for compelling stories and unique perspectives has led to numerous successful projects, further solidifying his status as a creative force in the industry. Everyone welcome Armando.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So before we start, on the edited version, we're going to insert your make a video.
Make a video, yeah, make a video, come on, make a video. Leduc Entertainment, make a video. You wanna reach the masses, make a video. You wanna rake the cash, make a video. You wanna preach your passion, make a video. Leduc Entertainment will make a video. You trying to grow your business, there's plenty ways to get it, but content is king, no other way to spin it. But you don't wanna go invest in it, leaving money on the table, letting all the rest get it. Why? I know they all gon' cry when they see Livingston on the RO.
Right.
So very inventive. Is that the kind of content you create for clients, or tell us the story of what inspired you to do that? Because we enjoyed the heck out of it.
Thank you. I'm a singer. I have a band.
Okay.
So music is just part of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got together with a friend of mine from San Diego who helped me write the song and put it together, his name is Brandon Ryan, and so he helped put the song together, and we rapped it, and it was just super fun to do. We just make a video. So
how long did that take? Takes wise, practice. I mean, you get everything, like down a wardrobe and props and everything. How long did that take?
I mean, the whole process to get like the music video,
Mm-hmm.
the song was written in about a month. The final product for the actual song was done about 2 months later. And then it took me a while to get like the idea for the music video.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like playing around with what it should be. And that took me another 2-3 months. And then when I finally was like, no, I'm going to get it done and just like pre-production and all of that, another 2 months. So,
So what was the main inspo for your video? Was there a song or an artist that like, I got to do it like this, you know, or this is what I'm really feeling? Did it come to you in the middle of the night kind of thing?
I'll be honest with you. My friend Brandon was the one that put the beat together.
Okay.
And the lyrics. We spoke about what we wanted the message to be, but he put the beats together. So I can't take credit for that. Like that would be Brandon. As far as like the music video is concerned, that was, you know, that was my concept. I was just like, you know, I want it to look like, you know, a rap video, but I want it to be fun. You know what I mean? But I want it to be like, you know, people, my staff. So everybody that was in the video, you know, is an employee. And so I was like, look, we're just going to get dressed up in suits and
That's
we're
so
going to dance
dope.
around and have a good
So,
time.
all right. So we've never done this before in the on our podcast, but you inspired us. So we're going to attempt to go freestyle on you because your makeup video kind of inspired us. I wrote a quick lyric just literally like 2 minutes ago. He's not a rapper. I'm not a professional rapper, but we're going to try this, and I want you to grade us like we're auditioning for The Voice or American Idol. We're going to...
No chairs turned probably, but let's go for it anyways.
Whatever. We're not going to Hollywood. There's going to be the opposite of a golden ticket probably, but we're going to give it a shot, all right? So...
Yeah, please.
All right, so Joe's going to start it.
All right, let's go. I got it.
Him, but here we go.
I'll just do it. All right. Is your marketing lost?
How's your marketing living?
Can your website be found?
Or is it hidden? We are Valor. What is our given? We are database and results driven. Come holler at us for a free consult. There you go. We got the basis. Now we need the video. We got to dress up in the suits. But thanks, Armando, for inspiring us.
You know what? Just go out there and do it. Why not? Who cares?
Yeah.
Just put a beat together and rap it. And,
Yeah.
You know, and just practice it. It sounds good.
There
I
you
like
go.
it.
My bars career may be starting. We'll see if we get out of the starting gate. But let's get to know our guests. The focus isn't on us. It's on you. So we asked our guests the same question. So our first question is, what are some early lessons learned as an entrepreneur?
Early lessons learned. So the first business I ever started was a swing, Latin, and ballroom studio back in 2000. I was pretty much running the guy who mentored me, his studio. And it's funny because my COO now was the one that I spoke to so long ago. His name is Will. And Will was the one that was like, why don't you just start your own business? Why don't you just start your own dance studio? And I was like, you can do that? So I was 20 running this, this dance studio in Augusta, Georgia. And, what I learned is that consistency is what's going to make you successful. I think a lot of people stop before they understand everything, and they don't ask for help, right? Like they don't have enough mentorship to ask people that have already been there in the industry that you're in, and and getting help from them. So when I started my production company, I was always, seeking mentorship from people that had already been there. And that was the biggest secret to my success is continuing to find mentors that can help me circumnavigate all the pitfalls.
Nice.
Awesome.
So because you've had a lot of mentors in your career so far, what has been the best piece of advice that you've been given?
The speed of growth in your business is tied to the speed of implementation. People don't take enough action, and if they do, they might be, sort of dragging their feet.
Yep.
And so if you trust your mentor and he's giving you the tools that you need and you implement quick, then you'll grow quick. So that was one of the things that I always remember.
Okay. And the next question, I love it because you also do marketing. Why is marketing so important?
Marketing is the only way you're going to stay in business. My mentor told me 36% of your revenue should be going into employees, 25% marketing, 10% operations, and then the rest is your take home. Problem is a lot of business owners, they want to take home 50, 60%.
Yep.
And then they have 40% to have, to spend on employees and operations, and then they wonder why they're not growing.
Right.
They're wondering why at every, the rise and fall of businesses, because they're like feast or famine. They can't create predictability in their business. So, without predictability, you can't scale. You can't bring in, employees.
Right.
So if you have a consistent marketing strategy and you're spending, in my opinion, at least 25%, no less than 20, then if you're not doing that, you're not going to be able to grow your business, and you're not going to be able to sustain a business, because here's the deal. If you're not growing in business, you're dying.
Right.
Businesses don't just stay stagnant.
Yeah.
They're either growing or they're dying. So yeah, it's imperative that you use marketing and that you hire the right people, like your guys over here at Ask Valor.
Nice.
Awesome. So now we come to the part of our podcast, our Advanced Services Pump You Up Quote of the Day. I asked Armando for a quote, and from the great Warren Buffett, I'll read it and then get your thought. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. So what inspired you, or what inspires you with that quote?
Whew. Man, there's a really good book. It's called The Road Less Stupid. Have you read it?
No.
No.
Oh man, take a look at it when you can. But it really is about the dumb. He talks about the dumb tax a lot in the book, and the dumb tax is the taxes you're going to pay on making bad decisions about your company. And if you're not continuing to educate yourself, and it goes back to mentorship, goes back to reading, goes back to, what am I spending? How am I spending my off time? Right? Am I spending my off time getting better personally? In the business, not just in the business, but personally, all of those things matter, because if you're the CEO of your company, then you've got a responsibility to live the life that you expect from your staff, expect from your employees, and expect from your clients, right? I think one of the great reasons why you want to do marketing is it forces you and it reinforces you to live up to what you say you are doing, right? And how you're helping, right? So when you're doing that on a consistent basis, monthly basis, it reinforces that. And so it's forcing you to live that life, right? It's like if you post it on social media that you're a, fitness guru, but you don't look like a fitness guru.
How believable are you?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
If you're a personal injury attorney that says you're the best, but your website looks like shit. Sorry, I don't know if you can cuss on there.
Go for it.
We're good.
But if your website looks like, crap, if your social media looks like crap, right? If you guys don't have a good follow-up system, if you guys don't, what's your customer journey? If you don't have any of that in place, are you that great? Why would I even consider using your services? Right. So I think marketing really reinforces that. And, to Warren Buffett's point, if you are being harmed currently by the things that you do not know.
Right. Awesome. Now is the Fuse Network's Did You Know segment.
HIPAA fines per record can be steep, with the consequences of noncompliance leading to penalties ranging from $100,000 to $50,000 per individual violation. Can your practice afford that kind of loss? Get your HIPAA compliance back on track with Fuse Networks. Call Fuse Networks, your local Seattle IT experts, at 206-701-6040 for a compliance evaluation and reduce your risk.
There's a trend and two myths that Armando provided. So I'll read this first trend and then again get your thoughts. So video content dominance. One significant trend is the growing importance of video content in scaling a business. With the rise of platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels, businesses are increasingly using video as a key tool for marketing and communication. Short form videos, webinars, and live streaming have become popular ways to engage with audiences and showcase the journey of scaling a business in a more visual and storytelling manner. So with this trend of short form, when did it start trending up where it's so important now? Was it a year, 2 years ago? Give us a sense for our audience that may not be familiar with it.
Man, I feel like where it just started becoming a thing that people needed to do. I think maybe probably within the last 2 years, I really started to see an uptick where people are like calling, going, yeah, I guess this is something that we need to pay attention to, right? COVID actually, I would say, really drove everybody to online because of Zoom and you know and digital marketing. They're like, all right, the days of us shaking hands and doing business and in networking groups. Not to say that that doesn't happen anymore, but like if you really want growth in your business, you have to be available online, and you have to be now. Unfortunately or fortunately, like you just have to be on all these platforms in some capacity, right? Because it's like a website. If you don't have a website, are you in business? No. And I think that we're going to get to the point where if you're not creating content for your business, are you in business? Because people don't want to just know if you are good at what you do. They want to know who they're dealing with. Do you give back? Are you philanthropic? Do you care? Do you really care? What do you do outside of work that I can sort of resonate with, right? And that's I talk to my clients about that too. I'm like, guys, don't just, especially with attorneys, don't just post legalese on these posts. Not to say that you don't want to ignore them. You obviously do. You need to let people know what happens if you get in an accident, right? But what else is it about you that people are going to like? Are you a foodie? Do you like to travel? Are you, relationships, mindset, leadership? Like there's crypto. Like what else are you interested in, right? And so that way you start to get a feel for, okay, who am I doing business with? Because here's the deal. People are now research obsessed. They're research obsessed. They're going to go to your social. They're going to go to your Instagram. Not everybody hangs out on Instagram, right? And here's the thing that I was telling everybody too. You got people that love LinkedIn. They're not on Instagram. So what are you doing for those people? You got people that hang out on Instagram. That's it, right? What are you doing for those people? TikTok is another thing, right? Facebook Reels is another thing, right? YouTube Shorts. So I'm like across all platforms, because you never know, right? You never know where those people are wanting to hang out. And so I'm making sure that I'm posting several times a day across all platforms. And once again, I feel like that's obviously the branding, right? So that helps you brand. It also does the pre-selling for you, right? Like your videos should be doing the pre-selling so that when you get to the conversation of whether or not I want to use your services, it's no longer a thing of whether I trust you, whether you have the authority, and whether you have the credibility, and whether you have the trust, right? I know because I've seen third-party endorsements, Google reviews. I've seen videos of people saying how great you are. I see you answering Q&A. I see you doing all of this stuff. You're the guy, you're the girl, right? So I completely trust you.
Awesome. So this next myth, Joe, do you mind reading this myth? And then get Armando's thoughts.
Scaling means sacrificing quality. Many people believe that scaling a business inevitably leads to a decline in product or service quality. While quality control can be challenging during rapid growth, it's a myth that scaling must compromise quality. Businesses can maintain high standards by implementing robust quality control measures and continuously improving processes.
There's a book. It's called Traction. Have you guys read it?
No.
Have not.
It's EOS. It's the Entrepreneurial Operating System. Have you heard of EOS?
Yeah, we actually had, I think, 2 guests that were EOS implementers. I think that's the term.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's a software out there called 90.io. Game changer. Because here's the deal. When you measure it, you can manage it, right? But a lot of people, a customer is going on a journey, no matter if you plan it or you don't. Hopefully you do plan it, but a lot of people don't. When I say, hey, what's your customer journey? And they're like, I don't know what that is. Be like, wow, okay, so you're leaving it to chance. So how can you really know if the person that's going through the person that's experiencing your business is having a good time, right? We've got KPIs in place. for every step of the process. From as soon as they become clients, they get the Welcome to Leduc Entertainment video email. They also get a welcome gift, right? They also get a production guide. That's just in the first few days of them signing up to be a client, right? Then we have a customer customer journey that we send out in video form, informing them where they are in the process, sort of like the Domino's pizza tracker, right? Hey, we're doing development now. This is what it means. Hey, we're scripting and writing all the scripts. Hey, we're about to be in production. Here's some things to consider when when we're shooting: wardrobe, makeup, hair, all that. You know what I mean? So like they're being informed throughout the entire process. So people that tell me that, oh, quality goes down because we're scaling and we're moving too fast, I think it's probably because they haven't taken a step back to really think about what their customer journey is, plan it out correctly, right? Figure out what your VTO is, your vision, mission, core values. Hire according to your vision, mission, core values, right? Make sure that if those KPIs are set, do we have accountability in place to make sure that everybody's having the same experience? For instance, we just finished with a personal injury attorney today. At the end of each shoot, we always give them a gift, right? Goodies, a little mini bottle of champagne. Thank you so much. Congratulations on an amazing shoot, right? Now, if he goes and he refers me business and that person doesn't get that, and he may have mentioned, oh man, dude, these guys are amazing. Every time we shoot, they give you a gift. They asked me before the shoot what my favorite coffee was and what my favorite snacks were, and he brought them to the shoot, right? And if he tells that person that, and then that person hires us, and then we don't continue to put forth that same level of customer service, yes, then we're failing, right? So we have, yes, obviously checks and balances in place. And look, are we perfect? No, of course not. No, nobody is. You know what I mean? However, we do have things in place. And like I said, everybody in my organization knows that everything's being measured. And when we have our level 10 meetings on a weekly basis, right, that we're looking at what are our rocks, right? That's our quarterly goals and our annual goals. Are we on track or off track? Our to-dos, why are we missing deadlines consistently? And I don't try to necessarily put blame on them. I take extreme ownership. If somebody's not getting stuff done, I put it on me, right? What am I not doing? How am I not facilitating, or how am I not being clear in my vision to help you finish these tasks, right? And when I come from that perspective and not why didn't you do this? Why didn't, then there's a level of sort of embarrassment on their end for not getting it done, right? Because they're like, well, Armando, there's nothing that you did wrong. It's just, and maybe they were too tired that one day. And look, we're not robots, maybe are you going, one of my employees went through a breakup, and I'm like, dude, I get it. Take it easy, get done what you can get done, but now I know, right?
Yeah.
There was such a Brene Brown. Do you guys know Brene Brown? She wrote the book on vulnerability.
Familiar. I haven't read the book, but familiar, yes.
So she was on a podcast, and it's the power of podcasting, because one thing that you hear could change the entire scope of your life. And this one thing that she said changed my life, changed my relationship. She says that when she goes home, before she goes home and sees her husband, they have a conversation, whether it's an actual phone call or whether it's a text. And they say, hey, I'm at a 2, I'm at a 9, I'm at a 10. They let her know, they let each other know where they're at. And that way, when they get home, if they're both at a 2, well, then they both know that hey, we're going to have to, give each other a break. We're both at a 2. But if I'm at a 10 and you're at a 2, well, then I got this.
Yeah.
Why don't you go chill? I see that you're frustrated, right? And now when me and my wife talk, she's like, I'm feeling good. I'm at an 8, and I'm like, I've had a day, so I'm gonna tell you, I'm at a 3, and she's like, no worries. And so I get there, things are, a lot more relaxed. She'll be nicer to me, and it's just so anyway. That same thing allows, and I brought that into my business, into those level 10 meetings, right? Where I'm like, guys, I'm not expecting you guys to be robots. I definitely want to, the customers first and the company is because, we're spending 8 hours a day here, and I want to make sure that this is time well spent. I don't want you to go home and dread coming back here. That's not what I want. If you're having that problem, then you should probably not be here.
Yeah.
Right? Or what are things that I'm doing that are making you feel like this is not the that's stressing you out, And then we can talk about it. Part of the level 10 meeting is talking about your to-dos and then 60 minutes of issues.
Yeah.
So you guys talk through your issues in order of priority, and then you figure out what those solutions could be, and then you implement. You delegate, you implement. You delegate, you implement. Boom, 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 boom. And that's how you get that traction. And it goes back to, the speed of growth in your business is tied to the speed of implementation. So I wholeheartedly believe you can scale your business in a sustainable, stress-free way if you do the work of organizing your company and making sure that the communication is there, right? And that there's measurables that you're tracking and everybody knows exactly what they need to be doing on a daily basis.
So let's get into that. Your business is a movie, how to scale a business. So for people in our audience that may not use the EOS implementation methods or have meetings like this, when you scale, do you see a common thing with businesses out there who are trying to do this? Like 1 or 2 things they do wrong all the time, like a glaring, like, oh no, I see that, and this is a way to fix it. Are there any consistent things you see with businesses doing things wrong?
Not having an operating system.
Okay.
I'm not saying you have to use EOS.
Right.
Because there's other operating systems out there, but you do have to have some sort of operating system. And it blows my mind. What's so crazy is that when I implemented my operating system, I looked back and just went, no wonder there was chaos. No wonder there was overwhelm. No wonder there was this level of just, going full speed ahead with no seatbelts on, ready to crash. That's what it felt like without an operating system.
So what was the moment in your business you said, like the straw that broke the camel's back, that I got to run a system? Was there a moment or an instance that, the chaos can't happen again, I really have to look? Or did someone from the outside say, Armando, tap you on the shoulder, you really should do this? What was that breaking point for you to make this change?
Podcasting, once again. I met a girl. Her name is Denise. She runs a company called Scope. She is a fractional COO and a fractional CFO. Highly recommend her. She came into my business, and we were talking. I was like, I told her that her marketing was, not up to par, and she was like, well, why don't we trade services? I'll come in and help you, do some fractional COO, fractional CFO stuff, and you do my videos and my podcasts and stuff. And I was like, great, I love it. Are you all there?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Sorry, it froze for a second. So, and so we started trading, and boy, she started looking at my finances. She started looking at my operations. She started looking at everything, and I was like, and then giving me reports. Am I frozen still? Okay.
No,
and
you're still good.
it was at that time that like I just was mind blown that I was like, and she was like, yeah, this is super just a super normal reaction when I, lift the hood on all of these businesses, and they're like, oh my God, how was I even doing business before? Good to my credit, we were so profitable and everything, but so I'll just continue, I guess. And she, she looked under the hood and was like, it was just eye-opening, and that was the moment where I was like, man, if people are not using an operating system,
Mm-hmm.
they're missing out. Like, and once again, you're hindered and you're being harmed by the things that you don't know. Like, I saved around $8,000 a month once I brought her in.
Wow.
Wow.
She started seeing things. Yeah, she started seeing things in my business that I wasn't keeping track of. And not only that, there was a bunch of
All right. So for the first time, we lost our guest, Joe. But from what I could take it, just like a computer has an operating system, you need to update. Your business needs to update too, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So,
Sorry.
All good.
What was the last thing you heard?
talking about your fractional CFO, putting the reports, you saved as much as $8,000 per month
yes.
on things that you didn't see, your blind spots, I would call them, right? So,
Yeah. And so yeah, once that got put into place, just everything changed. And so I can't speak enough about having operations in your business to help you scale, because you can't do everything, nor should you.
Right. So besides having a good operating system, what's one other tool that a business owner can have that will help scale their business?
Good mentor, somebody to hold them accountable, somebody that has already been there, that has already made the mistakes, that can help you. Mistakes are going to happen regardless, but when you have a good mentor, they can help you minimize the damage or eliminate the damage.
Right.
And then really, and they can also open doors for you. A good mentor could really, like, man, my mentor, I think together we made close to $500,000.
Oh, wow.
Because he saw my business and he was like, look, I've got people that could use your services.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we created a partnership, and he sold my services, and we fulfilled the deliverables, and we made $500,000.
Nice.
So just a quick question about Leduc Entertainment. So when you work with clients, is it just clients locally, or do you work with clients outside of your local physical area also?
Yeah, we work with clients all over the country. So we've got clients in California, Florida, Georgia, New York, Michigan. All over the place.
Is there a specific industry that you see right now that could be doing much better with their social media?
Service-based businesses.
Yep.
Any service-based business.
And what do you recommend to them to start doing as far as what type of content they should be posting?
The content that I think, just Q&A at this point. If you want to know where to start,
Yeah.
just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I am a plumbing company, I am a personal injury attorney, I am a family law attorney, I'm a plastic surgeon in this area, and I need to, what are 100 of my customers' pain points? And it'll give you 100.
Yeah.
And you'll take those 100 and you'll answer the question, each one at a time. And then you post it on social media.
Nice. And then
Simple as that.
you have 100 different posts right there.
There you go. Super easy.
Nice.
So if people wanted to get a hold of you, Armando, what's the best way to contact you guys?
They can always reach us at 855-BE-SOCIAL, or they can get on LeducEntertainment.com. That's Leduc, LEDUC, entertainment.com. Or they can visit any of my social media channels. We have people, we're super responsive. I mean, you can get a hold of us. It's not that difficult.
Nice. So I want to go off script here. For our audience that have made it this far through, I want to thank you guys, but now I want to ask a serious question. What's been your favorite role that you have played so far in a movie?
I really enjoyed this movie called Flesh Wounds. It is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. If you guys really want to have some fun, go to IMDb and look up Flesh Wounds and just read the reviews on this movie. It is horrendous. But Kevin Sorbo's in it. I got a chance to play this. This poorly knocked off Predator movie.
Okay.
That was shot in the bayou in South Louisiana, and I got to play this special forces soldier, and I just had the best time.
Nice.
I did whatever I wanted.
Oh, man.
The director wasn't really, was a good friend of mine, so he was like, Armando, whatever you want to do with this role, and I was like, sweet.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
we just had the best time. It was good. It was a good time.
What about the best TV series?
Man, when I did Prison Break,
Oh, I love that show.
yeah, it was crazy because back then we didn't do auditions on tape. You had to drive or you had to be in person.
Yep.
And so I was living in New Orleans, and I got called to audition for the show. So I drove 8 hours to Dallas,
Whoa.
got a call back, didn't get it, drove back, right?
Yep.
Got another audition, drove 8 hours, got a call back, nothing. Did that 4 times. 4.
Wow.
On the 5th time, my agent called me and she was like, Armando, they want to see you again. And I said, look, they know me at this point. Like, they know what I can do. Like, I cannot do another 8-hour drive. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a broke actor. Like,
Right.
I can't do it. And she was like, and I said, so if they want to hire me, they can hire me. And they did.
Nice.
They hired me. And I was in the season 3, and they flew me out first class. They picked me up in a limo.
Oh,
it was like
nice.
nothing to do at the airport. And it was that was my first real big project that changed the game
Nice.
for me. And that was really memorable. So I'll always remember that. I'll always remember that one.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Well, I do have a story. I don't know if they'll make the final cut, but I was in the Actors Union for 1 year. So during a bachelor party, a guy named Chuck Lynn, shout out to Chuck Lynn. It was at the Hooters in Lake Union, Seattle. We're getting drunk and everything, right? And then people are taking pictures. We need some models for a Seahawks commercial. And he said, "Oh, this guy played for O'Day High School or played high school football." Took a picture. The next day I get called and show up at the Seahawks facility the next day at 5:00. I said, whatever, but I went. I got fitted in the actual Seahawks locker room, did up everything. We shot all downtown. So all the people downtown thought we're real Seahawks. And I signed up for every place I could be in front of the camera. And then restaurant owners were thinking we're real Seahawks. So they were passing us come eat at our restaurant for free. And we're, of course, going to eat it up. And we had people handing us snacks and saying, are you hungry, thirsty, doing all that. But technically I was a actor for 1 year because of a bachelor party and did that for a full day. It was maybe a 14-hour shoot, but that was
awesome.
my experience being an actor. So we'll see if that makes the cut.
Very cool.
But anyway, on behalf of our sponsors, A Advanced Services and Fuse Networks, my name's Galen.
I'm Joe.
Armando, this was great. Very energetic. Maybe we'd love to have you on again. But coming at you from the Creative Block Studios in Seattle, Washington. Thanks for watching and tuning in to this episode of the Ask Valor Masterminds podcast. Thanks for enjoying our freestyle, right, Joe?
Yeah,
There we
absolutely.
go.
Thank you.
Video on the way. Thanks, guys.
It was awesome, man. Thank you.